Excited to see what Titsworth.
This will be youngster Drew Titt. Now the regular Saturday starter as he paints seasons that he found his way from the back of the bullpen into the rotation
for a while, giving him length, going leverage, and to fill this spot.
There's a looper off the bat of Wallace Clark for out number 1.
Yeah, Drew, you're going to see a lot of fastballs from Drew. He's got a really unique fastball just from that arm slot. Here's another look at this ball that tied up Clark there. Almost got enough to get it over Pano's head, but nice pitch there from Titsworth.
Here is the aforementioned Gracia playing center field once again today. He takes the strike, 0-1. It is a fastball that it probably takes you a time through to really adjust because it really is like a rocket ship.
Yeah, you kind of got to adjust your sights once you see it. You kind of want to see it a couple times to really know, okay, this is where it needs to start and where it's going to finish, to really know where to pull the trigger at. Wouldn't be surprised to see a fastball heavy approach first time.
It's the 15th. He has pitched against Duke in his career, threw an inning to shut down a game last year. Struck out all 3 batters he faced back on March the 15th.
Nice job from Gracia here to work back the count even. You're going to see a lot of that from both offenses. Behind 0-2, finds his way back into the count. Going to make the pitchers work.
Gracia 47 walks on the season. This Duke team second in the country in walks coming into this series. This ball hit high and deep. Right field, Crichton back at the wall. He leaps and it is gone. For the second straight day, A.J. Gracia graces Doug Kingsmore Stadium with a solo shot.
He stays hot. 45, almost 45-degree exit angle there. We talked about the homer Hyde hit yesterday at 40. You don't see many at 45 degrees go out. Another perfect way for Gracia to start the game. Take another look at it. The ball was calling for some rain.
Crichton for sure thought he had a play on it. And the way he set it up, you knew he was probably going to have to jump for it, but he never stopped tracking it. Here's Ben Miller. An uncharacteristically slow start for Miller. He did get aboard one time and scored a run, but a couple of strikeouts yesterday. I'm sure he would like to atone for that.
Yeah, a hitter like him, you're not going to keep him down for long, so you like when he's up with nobody on base. Nice pitch there.
The high strike, 94.
Just can't get over that mustache. That is a big league mustache.
It's phenomenal. One-two pitch. Popped him up, straight back. Gerald takes the mask and the helmet off to make the catch. They just dropping gear everywhere back behind the plate.
Yeah, we call that a yard sale.
If he took that chest protector off, we know that he really means business. Because I think he sleeps in it.
Excuse me, yeah. We got a good look at it yesterday. You see a little bit of it there. He doesn't do much without that chest protector. He's worn that pretty well. He's proud of the wear out of that one.
Jake Hyde, the batter now for the Blue Devils.
It takes wear and tear to a whole nother level.
Man, you're not kidding. Here's a good look at Jake. Couple hits in yesterday's game. Had the towering home run. That came to lead off the 7th inning. Duke did a good job battling. They gave up 6 in the 4th and could have easily wilted because that was about the time that Aiden Canuck was really rounding into form, but they got a couple of runs, just sort of scratched a couple in the 6th off of Garris and then hit the home run in the 7th inning.
Yeah, they didn't lay down at all. I think that's why we're going to think this is going to be such a competitive weekend. Neither team feels like they're out of the game when they're behind, and we saw it from both teams yesterday, and I think that's why we could see some fireworks the next few days.
And to top it all off, Clemson scores 3 in the bottom of the 8th. They go up 4. Closers in the game, one of the best closers in baseball. Here's a look at Chris Pollard, the Duke head coach. And Duke comes back and gets 2 off of Malstead, which not only has dividends for him as you're trying to come back, but it also may pay off later if Malstead throws again.
Yeah, you know they love getting to see his pitch count go up, especially after Garris comes out of the game early. Such a key part of that bullpen, and to get to work as deep as they could against Malstead, they got to feel good about where they are going into the weekend, despite having taken the L.
Good battle here between Titsworth and Hyde. Ball skied, foul out of play. You can see the shift on the infield. Pano playing shortstop. Chufo's up the middle. And Hyde really looks like he's trying to stay center left with his swing there. A couple of foul balls that direction. One more, and Titsworth lost that one. He lost the bat.
You see it again. I mean, that's another long at bat. Titsworth up over 20 pitches already. It doesn't really seem like a lot has happened. Obviously, the home run from Gracia, but this is what these guys are going to do. They're going to see pitches. They're going to grind out at bats. They're trying to get pitch count up. They know that Clemson's bullpen is a little bit depleted. The quicker they can get to the bullpen, the better their chances.
Here's Tyler Albright. And you mentioned Clemson's bullpen. I'm sure it'll come up later, but Reed Garris left the game last night with some discomfort. We're told that's a back injury. Eric Bakich told the media last night and reiterated to us today. Likely will not see him for the remainder of this series. And that does put a little extra emphasis on not just the quality, but the quantity of outs that Drew Titsworth can give you.
Yeah, efficiency is going to be a key factor, especially given the injury to Garris and how many pitches Malstead threw. Titsworth, I mean, he's filling it up, but these guys, they're doing a good job getting pieces of it, extending at bats.
This is what Duke does. A good hitting team, really. You look all through the metrics, it's a good bat-to-ball team, but their superpower really is just the ability to work a pitcher into walks. There's a swing and a miss. Drew Titsworth worked a strikeout. The home run for Gracia gets Duke on the board. 6-6. And the ERA a little bit lofty, but, we were talking to some folks from Duke before the game. Some of that is just some bad luck and some tough situations, a couple of rain delays. He had to leave early. He was pitching well. It's a very good left-handed arm.
Yeah, he's going to throw the ball well. He's going to challenge these hitters. I mean, the amount of lefties, they've got 9 lefties on their roster, 9 left-handed pitchers and 10 right-handed pitchers. I feel like, I talked about it yesterday. It's like, man, where are they growing these left-handed pitchers? But, they've done a nice job recruiting, and this is another one, 6'6", big lefty. I'm looking forward to watching what he has to offer.
He's a preseason All-American, 3rd team, and we've got a little delay down on the Clemson side of things. A conversation between crew chief Linus Baker, who has become quite acquainted with Eric Bakich. And don't know exactly what this conversation is, but let's see, are we getting... we're gonna get a little treatment from the grounds crew here. Didn't see anything with the warm-up from Healy, but he's throwing a couple of pitches. You wonder if maybe to throw a little turfus down right there on the mound. We did have some rain that came in maybe between 12:30 and 1 o'clock today that delayed the game about 30 minutes. And it was because it started coming down hard enough they had to tarp the infield. So that happened about 1 o'clock today. They pulled the tarp maybe 40 minutes later, 35, 40 minutes later, and went ahead to start this thing. So I don't I'm not sure exactly what that was about. And let's see. Well, Linus Baker was going to go talk to Chris Pollard. He kind of waved him off, so I don't know exactly what happened there, but it was a long conversation. I know that.
Yeah, just what we needed, another little delay.
Yeah, it felt like about every couple innings we had some sort of a delay, and many of those did not have a readily available explanation last night, shall we say.
Yeah, nice heater there from Healy. Cam was geared up early.
96. I think you can tell how Cam feels about that. The fastball good, but Healy also doesn't mind pitching backwards. Got a good changeup, 2 breaking balls as well.
Yeah, so far here it is. Let's see if you can hit it. Good, really good fastball on Healy.
0-2 pitches away. You saw the numbers on Healy. For a guy that throws 96, he relies on weak contact. 36 strikeouts and 41 in the 3rd innings.
First look at the slider there. Nice take from Cam. Pretty well located where you want it.
Canarella on base streak extended to 32 games yesterday. And he just kept getting on base over and over and over. That one slash foul.
And just like we talked about the Duke offense, Cam doing a nice job behind 0-2, works the count back to even, fouls another one off, making him throw pitches. Up to 97.
All right, so that may be what the conversation was about. They are tarping the visitor bullpen right now, which is interesting because I think there's ball 3 up high. Look, it's not raining right now. It may be a little drizzle here and there. They haven't tarped it yet, but I guess just in case. Ball 4, Canarella walks.
Lets out a yell there. You can tell what it means to get on base as a leadoff guy. 0-2 to work it back. I mean, that's a huge opportunity for Cam to swing that count there. Yeah, getting back to the tarps. If it's just going to have this light drizzle for several innings, they're going to try and do their best to keep it as dry as you can. I think we'll have kind of a steady light rain for most of the afternoon.
Jack Crichton takes a strike. What a day he had yesterday. Again, Crichton finding his name in the lineup more and more frequently right now. He had what I would consider 4 high-quality at-bats. Even his outs were hard hit. This ball looped to right down the line. Long run. Nobody's going to get there. It'll only be 1 base because Canarella had to hold, but there's a little bloop single. And a lot of times you got a good approach, hits are going to find you just like that.
Well, it's just funny how the game works. His first at bat yesterday, has a great at bat, lines out into a double play, nothing to show for it, and then you get rewarded. You do things right long enough, you get some hits like that. And that's kind of Bermuda Triangle right there. Taking a look at it. No one really had a great opportunity. And I guess the second baseman had the best opportunity, but I wouldn't say a good opportunity. First pitch slider there to Priest.
Here's Colin Priest. Transfer from Michigan. 1 for 4 with a run scored in yesterday's game, and he's down quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. He's worked his way up the order because he has supplied a lot of first inning power. Right there, a power arm got him on 3 pitches. Healy, a big comeback there to get the first out with 2 on.
Yeah, nice sequence there from Healy. 2 sliders. Climbs the ladder with the fastball, you'll see here. He's not lacking in stuff.
He came right at Cam with heaters, but he looks real comfortable there, starting with that breaking ball, going off speed early in the count. Like that.
Looked like maybe a changeup there. A pretty good pitch.
Pano hit 7th yesterday, 1 for 3, scored a couple of runs. That ball is cranked to left center field. Outfielders converging. They will not get it. 3-run shot for Josh Pano.
Big swing from the senior there. Got a heater, and he didn't miss it. He knew it off the bat. What a response from the Tigers here in the bottom half of the first.
427 feet off the bat of Josh Pano. Defense first guy is what we were told. He's got 10 home runs and now 47 RBIs to lead the team.
Just a middle fastball, 94 miles an hour. Veteran hitter like that, he was ready for it.
Early power both ways here. 2 home runs have supplied all the scoring. Now Dominic Listy looking to rebound after an odd day yesterday where he was a strikeout victim 3 times.
I think it's only happened one other time on the season, and yeah, before that pitch I was going to kind of go. It's not a hot take, but I was going to say I feel like Dom might get hit by a pitch. He almost got hit with that pitch there. It just feels like he's due. It's been, you know what, four at bats or so.
That's right. Yeah, he got hit his 2nd time up yesterday. Remember, he got hit so hard he hated it, which is how you know that it really hurt, because normally he doesn't mind at all. Called strike in there.
Their pitcher up over 20 pitches now, just like Titsworth in the top half of the first.
That ball will find some real estate in center field. 3 hits and 4 of the first 5 have reached base for Clemson against Andrew Healy.
Baseball is a funny game. I mean, Healy, he really has electric stuff, and he's thrown the ball well. To have given up 3 runs doesn't feel like it matches with the stuff he has. It just kind of goes back to, you know, the value in Cam grinding in a bat out like he did to see those pitches and get on base.
And we talked about it yesterday with really both pitchers, but in Duke's case, and bringing up for Prooks, he threw 20 pitches in 3 1/3 innings from the windup. And the rest of his day, he ended up with 87. So 67 of his 87 pitches he threw from the stretch. And here today, we're seeing a little bit of that early in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the walk from Cam, and, you know, Crichton, just a bleeder hit. So he hadn't thrown the ball well, but all of a sudden he's got 2 guys on and 1 mistake, and now you're down. You know, you're down 3-1. You just tell watching these offenses yesterday. There's going to be some fireworks. You know, it's a nice response from Clemson, but, you know, Duke's not finished either. We've got a long way to go in this game.
Off speed again, wide of the plate to Jacob Jarrell. Jarrell 1 for 2. There's a look inside the Clemson dugout. They're feeling pretty good right now. Cam Cannarella right in the middle of that. Got things started.
Yeah, the way these pitch counts are up, I mean, it's we're looking at a battle of the bullpens. You know, could be brewing. And I think it favors Duke at the moment, but a quick leash with a pitch count could swing the tide.
That's ripped foul. That one's going to cover the tarp. Jarrell been seeing the ball a little better. He's hit safely in 9 of his last 11 games. And 16 of his last 18, if my math is right. That is right.
Yeah, and I mean, yesterday, not a lot of production from him, but he had really good at bats. I was really impressed by some of the takes he had. You know, he had a big walk late in the game where he spit on some pitches, drove that ball to right center after a couple, you know, sliders that looked like good pitcher's pitches that he was able to hold off on and then get his pitch.
That was a big at bat too, because that was in a one-run game. Runner going, throw down, safe at second. Close play. Listy somehow found a way. And going down to second base is Gerald. He's safe.
Wow, heads up base running there from Gerald. Bang bang play again at second base. Sees the high throw. That's why they want him to hit the cutoff man. He reads the high throw out of the hand of the outfielder and immediately goes to second.
These are things that Clemson was just simply not doing for about 3 weeks. Big hit and then the good base running, putting pressure on the opposition.
Yeah, the little things, it's how you win these big games, these close games.
See Nick Schnabel with the late slam on the brakes there, and Listy actually kind of interesting. He slammed on the brakes and hit the bag. It almost looked like he hit the bag with the wrong foot, just trying to make sure he slowed down. It's a interesting conversation here because, as you said, it's not like Healy has been middle all the time or walking everybody. Just every now and then he's missing, and when he has missed, Clemson has not missed those opportunities.
Right. I mean, you know, when you have the stuff like he does, and you've had some tough luck that they talked about early in the season, and you know your stats don't look great, and then you have an inning like this, it can really kind of get in your head and make it, you know, that much harder to kind of reset. I think it's a good mound visit from their staff to, you know, try and settle him down, get him back up, and you know it's a big opportunity for Purify here. Take the pressure off down the order. See if he can't drive in a run for the Tigers.
And Purify missed 4 games with an ankle injury, came back yesterday. Didn't have a great day. He did walk one time. Slaps one to the first baseman. He can't find it. Going to be a close play. He's safe at first. Look at the hustle. When things get rolling like this, Mike, you can't give Clemson an inch offensively because they will take a mile.
Yeah, another look at it. You know, he hit the ball hard. Almost a great play by Hyde. He's going to go home. To Listy was going all the way, and the great hustle by Purify. You know, Bakich talked about yesterday. He expects their guys to come out with their hair on fire, and you see it there from Purify. And you know, Listy's always going to be fired up. The inning continues.
Here's Luke Gaffney, the 8th man to bat.
Well, this is obviously not how Duke wanted to draw it up. Healy approaching 30 pitches with only 1 out. You know, a lot of fuss about the tarp between innings here. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that tarp pulled here soon.
Big cut by Gaffney. He was fooled by off speed, and in fact, you have your wish there, partner. There it is.
Yeah, this will be the 30th pitch of the inning. I'm not sure, you know, internally what their number is. It pitches in 1 inning, but
they're going to give Purify second base. He was off. Runners on the corner situation. You're in no man's land defensively with a guy like Purify heading down to second.
Yeah, you'll see the corners are in, middle's back. For Gaffney, you really just got to put the ball in play to try and get the run in. You know, obviously he'd like to get them both in, but here, you know, trying to get some production. Just got to stay within yourself, not try and do too much. If you can lift the ball, but with that second baseman and shortstop back, there's another, of course, left-handed pitcher.
Of course, Kyle Johnson out there warming up.
Not his best first toss, as we get a slight delay to retrieve the ball. There he is.
That's a new feature this year, not a bug. The ballpark with the bullpen now in play. Gaffney fouls off a breaking ball.
Here's a good look at the bullpen on the field. Got surrounded by patrons there. It's a fun new feature at Doug Kingsmore.
You're going to say fun for who? Not the pitcher.
Yeah, it could be a hostile environment down there.
Yeah, there were some cheers from some jacketed paying customers out there, and I'm not sure those cheers were necessarily truthful. Slow tapper. That'll get the run home. 5-3 put out. Runners move. Gerald's.
Yeah, I expect a professional at bat from Chufo here, especially coming off a productive day where he's seeing the ball well and, you know, kind of had the big hit late in the game. Ahead 2-0, man on third. These two out hits is what the Tigers have been needing.
Ground ball foul on the 2-0 pitch. Tigers already 2 hits with runners in scoring position. One of the things they did better yesterday is hitting with 2 outs. Now, when you hit before 2 outs like this, you don't really care as much. And ball 3.
Yeah, you see Purify here. He was kind of given a deke on that pitch that he was going to steal home. And if he's just trying to get into Healy's line of vision.
Counts full.
Yeah, nice pitch there. Off speed to get to full count. This is a big pitch for him here. We're going to have a timeout as another ball gets away out of the bullpen. Here's some boos.
Yeah, just think about it just a little bit. Think about it a little more.
Yeah, I think this is a big pitch for Healy. Coming up on 40. He needs to get this guy if he's going to want to have a chance to go any deeper in this game.
3-2 pitch, foul back. And really, I mean, he made quick work of Priest, but other than that, he just has not found the out pitch.
Yeah, I mean, that was really impressive, just kind of how he was attacking Cam that first at bat. But credit to Cam for grinding it out and working the walk. I mean, that's such a huge at bat.
Line drive over the head of Clark. 6 have crossed in the first inning. Chufo's 4th RBI of the series.
Man, it's 2 out RBIs. They're just killer. Another look at it. I mean, thought he might give a professional a bat. Doesn't get any more professional than that. Had to throw a strike there. He stays back on the slider and rips it over the shortstop's head. The bullpen's cranking up now. Catcher's in his squat. Sense of urgency down there from the reliever. We're going to get a slow walk here from the catcher.
Canarella started this with a 9-pitch at bat, where he ended up working a walk. I believe he fouled off several 1-2 pitches and then took a couple or 3 in a row, if I remember the sequence right. There was it was an 0-2 count, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, started 0-2. He got to 2-2, fouled off a couple, got to 3-2, and worked ball 4 and let out a scream to the dugout. Yeah, the catcher, I think, was asking for a pitching change. I thought he was telling him to speed up, and I think we're going to see one. Yeah, looks like we're going to see Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson coming in. By the way, just before we go to break, just to make this point, in yesterday's game, Clemson sent 38 batters to the plate. 24 of the 38 batters entered 2-strike counts. That's a lot of pitches, and again, not all of them reached, but the same thing is true today. In the first inning, the Tigers have faced 2-strike counts 6 times, and they have won 4 of those battles, and they'll have to battle another left-hand arm. Johnson on the mound. We'll tell you his numbers after this. Johnson's got to climb uphill. He walks him.
2 walks in the first inning. Get your on-base percentage up.
Crichton singled. He had the little looper down the right field line. That's another thing. You know, if that ball's 5 feet left, right, back, or forward, might be an out, and you're out of the inning.
Yeah, totally different game. And now that this is in a wet couple days that we're looking at, to lose a guy in the first inning, it's really going to test your bullpen.
Johnson does find the plate there.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that changeup again. First pitch, he's able to get across from a strike.
93 right at the knees. Good spot.
That's a really good pitch there.
Healy still responsible for the runner at second base. Johnson looking to make that null and void. There's a foul ball by Crichton. That's all he's done the last couple weeks, is just foul pitches off with 2 strikes. And that's interesting too with Jack, because of all the guys in the lineup, the guy most likely to swing first pitch is by far Jack Crichton. This ball big plus for them when it comes time to make selections for the NCAA tournament. Slow roller, Ben Rounds. A 1 pitch out to Gaffney.
Yeah, nothing better than a 1 pitch out for Clemson right now, especially after a long inning from Titsworth. And I'm sure the Blue Devils over there in their dugout aren't loving a 1 pitch out after a long inning. Granted, it's not the same pitcher, but first look at Sam Harris today.
Rain's picked up a little bit. We'll see how the teams respond to that.
Yeah, this Duke team, I mean, watching them yesterday, get them in a regional, they'll give somebody some fits for sure.
Well, really all competitive at bats. I mean, they're not mailing in anything. If you look at the walk totals, they're outrageous, but unlike a lot of teams that just amass walks, this is a team with a lot of pop up and down the lineup too.
Yeah, you can tell they're well coached and they've got some talent.
Fly ball center. Cam spins the wheels, makes the catch. Chris Pollard. Yeah, if you're making notes, you might have to do that up under the awning here for the moment. Again, the rain at the ballpark sort of going in and out right now. This is about as heavy as it's been since they tarped the field. Now an offensive timeout. And this is a good idea here, because as you mentioned, a quick inning does nobody wearing those black unis for Duke any good. They're trying to prolong this as much as possible. And the fans, of course, are not liking it because, well, it's wet.
Well, they're sitting in the rain. That's the longer they got to sit in the rain. But yeah, I mean, just some gamesmanship. Their defense was standing out there for a long time. That's the catcher, Winslow in the box that was in his squat for a long time, and a quick inning to have to go right back out there. So buy him a little extra time off their feet. Just missed there from Titsworth.
Winslow batting .268 on the year. This ball's hit well left field, and you can forget about this one. That's a souvenir. 2/3 of the way up the grandstands, and Duke off the mat. It's Winslow's 6th of the year.
Yeah, nice swing there from Winslow. Got into a favorable count and got a fastball, and he didn't miss it. We talked about it during the break. Be surprised if Duke finishes with just 1 run, and you see it there. They're gonna continue to fight back. I'm gonna look at it here. Yeah, just a middle fastball, and he was ready for it.
409 feet off the bat. And he knew it. And so did Listy. I mean, maybe a couple steps, and he just quit on it. Now Jake Berger. 1 for 3 yesterday. Scored a run, had a sac bunt.
I'd like to see that first pitch fastball for a strike there from Titsworth after giving up the home run. He's continued to attack the zone. That's a nice job. He's still got a 4-run lead. Continue to attack the zone. Let your defense work.
Too tall. I've never heard Eric Bakich talk about Drew Titsworth without using the phrase induced vertical break. And that's because that makes his fastball play significantly up. That ball hammered down the right field line. A chance at 2 bags. A throw into second. Tag. Safe. Okay. There was no call initially out there at second base. Berger slid past the effort from Chufo.
Yeah, it did look like he, I don't know if the umpire was just checking to make sure he was all right. It looked like he was looking to see if he had the ball before he made the call, but yeah, I don't think he touched him.
Ball laced by Berger, his 12th double of the year.
Yeah, it's big to turn the lineup over now. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
First pitch pop.
Nice slider there from Johnson to get ahead in the count. It was a good look at Bakich.
Colin Priest takes the ball. He struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. That was about the only at-bat that was not a quality at-bat for Clemson in the first inning.
Pretty good looking pitch there. Just missed up.
Big looping curveball from Johnson. Ball 3.
Nice job to lay off there. Slider heavy approach against Priest. I'd be surprised if we see another.
Oh, he snuck a fastball by him. I'm sure Colin wants that back.
Yeah, Priest was thinking the same thing. It's a chess match.
Leadoff walk. Exactly how the first inning started.
Yeah, nice job by Priest there. 3-1, takes a cookie fastball, probably thinking slider. Doesn't speed himself up and doesn't try to do too much and chase there with 2 strikes. Stayed within his approach, was able to work a walk.
Priest a little bit of a 3 true outcomes guy with the exception of doubles. He's now walked 38 times. There's a push bunt foul by Josh Pano. Walked 38 times, struck out 42 times. He's got 10 home runs. Josh Pano hits a 427-foot home run, and the next pitch he sees, he bunts.
I love it. Keep him guessing.
The Clemson offense is a run-scoring offense. You ask anybody in there. And that's what it means. A guy who launches a ball over the wall, next time up, maybe he has to sacrifice.
I mean, you saw yesterday, Priest, biggest guy in the lineup, he lays down a bunt to start the rally. Any way they can get it done.
2-1 count to Pano. Once again, by the way, with Priest, the Tigers winning a 2-strike count. They've been doing it so far for 10 offensive innings. That one gets away. Easy trot down to second base for Priest on a wild pitch.
Got more action in the bullpen. 3-1 count. Good spot for Pano here. it's 1-1 or 2-1, I would be surprised if he tried to bunt again, but 3-1, it's a good hitter's count. There's a look in the bullpen. Another left-handed pitcher.
Imagine that.
We're going to see them all, I think.
You know what? At some point, they're going to throw a righty in there. You're going to be stunned.
Those hitters aren't going to know what to do.
Top of the zone. That is 51, Max Stammel.
Big pitch here.
Back-to-back walks on 3-2 pitches. That's the third walk in 4 batters for Johnson.
Yeah, as a pitching coach, if you're going to walk them, do it in 4 pitches. Don't throw 7, 8, 9 pitches, especially when you lose your starter in the first.
Now Johnson, again, through the year has had a little bit of an issue with walks, but not recently. Just 2 walks in his last 4 appearances coming in. Listy, bunt, throw to third. They get Priest. Looked like a last-second decision there by Johnson that paid off.
Yeah, I mean, left-handed pitcher, he's already open to throw to third, and you know, we talked about it earlier, being a two-way guy. He's an athlete. It's much easier. Oh, it's just a great play.
Miller get back too right there. Yeah, not charging the ball.
Yeah, those lefties, if they're falling off that side, so it's not a terrible bunt from Listy, but you know, just a better play by the pitcher.
First and second, 1 out. Gerald singled his first time up. Tigers scored 6 runs on 5 hits in the first. That ball was smashed. Foul.
A little play there on that comebacker might be what Johnson needed to get him back. A quick out like that.
It's always nice when you can help yourself. One pitch to Gerald. He took it.
Yeah, well-located fastball there to get ahead in the count. I'd love to finish him here or get some weak contact for a ground ball.
Another flare down the right field line. Long run. This one hangs up and is caught. Tag, throw to third, way offline. A late tag by Pano. He moves up 90 feet.
Yeah, heads up base running there from Pano. Get another look at it here. Johnson's already had 1 wild pitch, so to get third base, you see him make the decision right there as they're running full speed. I'd be surprised if you see Listy moving at some point to try and sneak a base. I wouldn't imagine Duke will cover second.
Way out front, Purify. 0-1. He beat out the bobble at first base with a slide. Reached on an error. And did a lot more.
Quickly ahead 0-2. This is where give it 1 more pitch to see if Listy goes in motion. They Purify battle up here with 2 strikes.
Oh yeah, they're going to try to get in between, and they tag Listy. Duke with the perfect.
See if he can continue his hot streak.
You know, baseball fans and coaches and players, we're all meteorologists at heart. I mean, really, that's what this is all about.
Yeah, it's not our first rodeo.
And baseball really, it's, as people will know if you've been around the game for any length of time, it's just about finding windows. You know.
There's always a window.
1-1 pitch to Gracia. That is crushed. That is way out of here. That's over the cafe. That's off a car. Second homer of the day for Gracia. And it's a slow drip, but Duke getting back in this game at 6-3.
I start thinking about walking that guy. Impressive swing right there. Got another fastball. That one looked like it was not a terrible pitch. Gonna look at it here. Yeah, inner part of the plate, and he just tight turn and barrel to the baseball. No doubt about that one.
407 feet. It's Gracia's third of the series. It's his 11th of the year. He's got 47 RBIs, and he's wearing that hard hat with pride.
Blue collar Blue Devils.
That's a great description of the program that Chris Pollard has built. Hard-nosed, do anything to win a ball game. And incredibly talented. You know, that's one thing. When you say a program's hard-nosed, sometimes you're thinking maybe they're lacking talent. They've got to make it up with, like, pound-for-pound toughness. But this is a very talented group of players.
Yeah, I mean, be down 6-1 in the first, and they're quick to respond.
Well,
it's 3 straight innings they've put a run on the board.
1-2 count to Ben Miller. Again, he has been quiet so far in this series. He doesn't stay quiet for long. Quiet there. Titsworth strikes him out. 2 Ks in the ball game so far for Drew Titsworth.
Taking a look at this fastball up in the zone. Yeah, not much you can do there.
That ball starts about his belt, and it ends up at his shoulder off the plate. That's unbelievable. We talked about this yesterday, and you mentioned it. I think it's worth pointing out for the folks at home as you see Jake Hyde there. A lot of baseball is about swinging way farther above the ball than you should or way farther below the ball than you should. As a hitter, when you got a pitcher who's throwing a fastball like Titsworth, what are you aiming for when you know a fastball is coming and you're trying to get your swing on the right plane?
Especially nowadays with the data and, you know, kind of able to visualize what you think things might do. You're kind of trying to train your brain to swing where the numbers tell you the pitch is going to be. If that makes sense. I mean, the game's turned into, you know, a lot of science factored into it. You know, I was always more of a feel type guy, but you know, nowadays, if it can be an advantage, you know, use what you can to try and create any kind of advantage you can. And with Titsworth, you know, he's got a sinker, but he's also able to. He's got that induced vertical break where it appears like it's going to be one spot, but it's going to actually be just above where you're thinking. And you know, you kind of have to train your brain to. This is where it's going to end up when I see it. I'm going to swing to that spot.
Albright takes in ball 1. I think Hyde just missed one. A little bit down in the zone. Is this a case too where, because of Titsworth fastball, if you're in the Duke dugout, you're saying see the fastball down, try to lift it a little bit?
Yeah, you want to. As somebody that has really good vertical, you want to try and push him down, because the further it goes down, the less that vertical comes into play. It minimizes it to some degree. It's more effective the higher it is.
Albright, a 3-0 count in his favor. He struck out his first time. Brief square, and Albright was going to make him throw one. Up to 50 pitches. Drew Titsworth has given up 4 hits, all extra bases, 3 home runs. And now a full count.
A good fastball there to make the count full. From a pitches standpoint, this is he'd love to get out of this one and work back from a 3-0 count.
High and tight. A 2-out base runner for the Blue Devils. Second walk issued by Titsworth, both with 2 outs. The home run Winslow hit was also with 2 outs back in the second inning.
Yeah, this Duke team, they're not afraid to hit with 2 outs.
Coming in, they scored almost 37% of their runs on the season with 2 outs. Done an excellent job of maximizing their run scoring opportunities with big at-bats like the one Ben Rounds has in front of him right now. Runner moving, throw down, safe. But, you know.
Yeah, depending on the personalities, some conversations more spirited than others.
2-0 count to Rounds. It's a long wait out there in the drizzle for Titsworth.
He's going to need to bear down here, get back in the count. Rounds is a good hitter. You don't want to leave something over the middle.
He checked. He went around. Joseph Blumenauer, our home plate umpire, didn't need help on that one. Rounds, a good guy to have up in this spot. 51 hits, 21 extra base hits on the season. And there's a base hit to right. They're going to wave the runner. Crichton's throw cut off to the plate. Too late, and it's 6-4, an RBI for Rounds.
Another 2-out RBI at that. This Duke team continues to do damage with 2 outs. There's another look at it. It's a nice swing there from Rounds. I thought he might have hit it hard enough to hold the runner, but he hit it so hard, Crichton kind of had to field it on his back foot to make sure he didn't miss the ball and give him just enough time to get around third.
How hard is it when you're an outfielder too and the ground's damp like this? You got to pick that ball up cleanly and throw it through, and you don't have time to get a good feel for it.
Yeah, I mean, priority number 1 is to catch the ball. The throw, you know, that's what they talk about outfield. Your main job is just hitting the cutoff man. You know, not many guys are throwing guys out of bases, so you just want to make sure you hit your cutoff man and not give up the extra base.
Here comes Jimmy Bellinger. Have a chat with Titsworth. There's no doubt when you're pitching against these 2 lineups in these weather conditions, and we saw it early in the game with Healy, and we've seen it a little bit with Johnson as well already. I mean, the deck is stacked against pitchers today in just about every conceivable way, and so that's sort of what you're fighting, and pitching's hard enough as it is.
Yeah, just trying to get him back on the wagon. You see a little bit of movement over in the Tiger bullpen. There's Jacob McGovern, who threw yesterday. They'd love Titsworth to go deeper into this game. And
Talon Bell getting loose out there as well. More lefties. (1-0) down in the dirt. Sam Harris to fly out to center field his first time up. Hit it pretty good.
Yeah, he's got the ability to be a really good hitter with his swing and the amount of leverage he has.
Line drive to left. That's down. Holding at second is Rounds. Third hit of the inning, third straight base runner for the Blue Devils against Titsworth.
Yeah, really nice swing there from Harris, taking the fastball and driving it to left field. See the tarp coming off the Tiger bullpen. If it's Talon Bell, it looks like he's going to start moving a little quicker.
Making Winslow the 8-hitter at the plate. You got to think these are 2 big hitters for Titsworth to get.
Yeah, good fastball there.
Winslow's home run hit quite well, about 2/3 of the way up the left center field portion of the Chapman grandstands. Comebacker, Purify, playing a little hacky sack.
Yeah, what do you need to see out of Kyle to get deeper into this game?
You know what, he threw 2 innings on Tuesday, so we'd love to get 1 more, maybe 2 more if this one's really efficient. But we've got a well-rested and a good, strong bullpen, so we've got some guys ready behind him.
One more thing for you, if I can. The
Sure.
approach against Titsworth, you've hit him well.
Yeah.
You've been able to barrel some things up. What's been the conversation and mindset you want your guys taking to the plate?
Yeah, 100%. We came into the ball game completely committed to take away the fastball. And, if he beat us with his off-speed, so be it. But we were going to make sure that he didn't get away with fastballs. And so far, we've done a really good job of being on time with a good fastball.
Coach Pollard, thanks for the time. Best of luck moving forward.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right, that is Chris Pollard, the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, and a great start here in the 3rd for his lefty Johnson. And as you said, things were not looking great for Johnson out of the bullpen. He'd walked 3 of the first 4 guys. He makes that play, and all of a sudden he gets a fly out, and now a strikeout of Jaron Purify, and all of a sudden his day is taking on a whole new complexion.
Yeah, he's fired up. He's got energy. The guys are putting up runs while he's out there. Yeah, that slider that he just struck Purify out, that was nasty. That had a really good bite to it. He's caught a second win for sure.
Gaffney fouls this one back up over our heads. RBI ground out for Gaffney to 3rd, his first time up.
Yeah, if you didn't look at the scoreboard and you were just looking at each dugout to see which team was winning, you get the guess wrong. A lot of energy coming from that Duke dugout compared to Clemson.
Well, it's about a 48-footer. The Blue Devils have done this a lot on 0-2, especially quick 0-2. They kind of freeze the batter a little bit. We saw that yesterday. Luke Gaffney's best approach is trying to hit the ball the other way, and you know that Duke knows that because they have really pounded him in the last 2 days. That one just missed away.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch. May have just been a touch outside. Evens the count here. Gaffney trying to
through the left side. Once again, I don't know what you saw there, Mike, but I thought that was a pretty good pitch from Johnson with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I'll take another look at it. It was a pretty good pitch. Gaffney just able to get enough on it to get past Miller there at 3rd. So a good two-strike hit there. Bring Chufo up to the plate. See if the senior can't spark something again.
This will be the 9th man to face Johnson out of the bullpen. And you heard it from Chris Pollard. They just really want to get 1 more inning from Johnson here in the 3rd. And I tell you what, if he can go, he gets a double play here. Double play certainly in order. If he can get a double play ball here and face 9 and get 8 outs or 7 outs rather in this ball game, that's just about best case scenario if you're bringing him in out of the bullpen in that 3rd base dugout.
Yeah, I mean, you heard Pollard talk about how rested his bullpen is. Any length Johnson can give for him is going to be huge.
This ball is hit well, hooking foul. Right-hander on the move, Gabe Nard down in the bullpen.
Good pitch there.
Full back footer.
Looks like Chufo saw it, but it just kept going and disappeared out of the zone. Really good looking pitch there from Johnson. I mean, he's working with so much more pace. It just looks like he's throwing with a lot more confidence.
Oh, they hit him. Oh, right on the knee. Yeah, you're gonna have to walk that one off for a minute.
He can just sprint to first after he get hit.
Like it just missed his knee, kind of at the top of his calf. Cam Canarella, you see there, he's walked twice. He's seen a few strikes. He was down 0-2 to start the game. And Healy had hit 97. Outside corner. A lot of disagreement in the ballpark with that one.
Yeah, Cam, he's going to let you know what he thinks.
That might have been the quickest pitch we've seen from Johnson so far, 94.
This is a big at bat.
2 on, 1 out, and again a 3-ball count.
It looks like those are change-ups, which you don't often see the same side, left on left. 3-2. Cam's had a couple nice takes.
Third walk of the game issued to Canarella, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Duke's got a righty going to the bullpen. Crichton obviously in there to face lefties. I'm curious to see if they make a move, and if so, does Bakich respond with the move? See all the Tigers that are on the bases.
Now they flock over. This will be a right-hander coming in a big spot. Bases loaded, 1 out. Duke trying to stop the bleeding. Would do that. Maybe put another crooked number up. That's why Nard's in the game. Here's Jack Crichton, 1 for 2. A couple of fly balls, very similar down that right field line. One was caught, one dropped in.
So look at all the Tigers on the bases. Good slider there from Nard to get ahead early. A really good two-seam fastball there. Running in off the plate, quickly ahead 0-2.
Checked his hands. You can see there the catcher Winslow telling him good spot.
That was a great spot, 0-2. Nothing that could hurt him there if he makes contact. Jack did a nice job to lay off.
Swing and a miss. Running fastball got him, and there's 2 away. That's big for Nard.
Yeah, huge strikeout there. I mean, just off the plate and off the plate. Even if he makes contact, potential to get jammed. Man, that is a really good pitch. Starts on the corner and just continues running off to get that second out. Now Priest trying to do something with 2 outs to match Duke's 2-out production. Good swing.
I don't think he'll see a better pitch than that to hit.
I don't know if he'll see another one of those. At least not, I don't think he's going to try to. He's ahead 0-1. Feels good, the command of the slider. Let's see if he challenges him. No.
Upstairs. Eric Bakich going to join us. Eric Bakich and Friends is really more the vibe.
Trademark the show. new title.
I'll tell you what, man, it's tricky up here because like he's gonna call somebody over. But you know, part of our job is to facilitate the handoff somehow, some way.
Yeah, we can't do any prep work when we don't know who he's going to hand it to.
That's right. It could be literally anyone. A lot of times a bullpen guy, but like could be a position player, could be Aiden Canuck, pitched yesterday. We don't know. Priest hanging around, 2-2.
Yeah, this is good at bat all around, pitcher and hitter. Nard's challenging him with the 2-strike heater. Colin, nice job to foul it off. We'll see another one here.
Strike 3 called. Froze him with a fastball.